Hey, what's happening guys? Jack Jones here. I'm really excited to bring you this video because I think it might change fundamentally how you work out and how you look at your workouts. So a project that I've been working on is I've been going to the gym just one time per week. That's right, just one gym session per week. And I wanted to see if I could get similar results, if I could get like 60, 70, 80% of the results by going once a week as to going 3 or 4 times a week. I would have been happy. But spoilers here, I've been really blown away by the actual results I'm getting, and it's been even better than the results where I was going 3, 4, 5 times a week to the gym. So it's been very, very surprising for me. But in the end, the results just speak for themselves. So let me just tell you about this workout that I've been doing. So because I'm only doing one session per week, I had to really narrow down my goals. Rather than trying to improve at everything all at once, I had to really narrow it down. So I decided I wanted to increase my deadlift as much as I could, because a strong deadlift really translates into pretty much all of your other lifts, right? It will directly translate into a stronger squat, and it will partially help you with your pull-ups and just overall build a stronger body. And deadlifts are also really, really good for hiking, which I plan to do more long distance hiking. So I wanted really strong legs, really strong glutes, really strong back, and so that's why I decided to focus on deadlifts specifically. And so the plan that I followed was really, really simple. It's a modified 5-3-1. So what I would do is I would go in and start off with sets of 5, and then next week I would do sets of 3, and then the next week I would do sets of 1, and then increase my weight over time. So with 5-3-1, you do a deload week every 3 weeks. So it's a 4-week cycle. You do sets of 5, sets of 3, sets of 1, and then a deload week. But because I was only going in there one time per week, I just skipped that deload week entirely. And so I started off doing sets of 5 for 275, sets of 3 for 315, and sets of 1 for 355 on the deadlift. And when I started off, those felt really, really heavy. And that was 17 weeks ago. And so then I just progressively added weight. So like the next session of 5, so that was 3 weeks later, I think I did 305 for sets of 5, and then I did like 325 for my sets of 3, and I maybe added 10 or 15 pounds on, and I just progressively did that over and over again. So that was my main work, and I took really long rest breaks. So I would take anywhere from 3 to 6 minutes until my body felt really, really ready, and then I would do another set. And then what I would do at the end of my sets, so generally I do 2 to 3 working sets at that working range. So, you know, if I'm doing sets of 5 at say 275, I'll do 3 sets of 5 at that weight. And then if I feel, if I'm still feeling energized, still feeling strong, I might do 1 to 3 sets of 10 to 20 reps with a 50% of my max. So that might be like 185 or 225, and I'll just lift, you know, anywhere over 10 reps until I'm feeling tired, like, okay, this is it. So I really, really go by how my body feels on those deadlifts. And then after that, I'll do 1 to 5 sets of weighted pull-ups. So same kind of formula. I started out doing sets of 5 with 35-pound kettlebell attached to myself, and then I would go up to I think 53-pound kettlebell was the next one. So I'd jump up to that, and I'd do like sets of 3, and then until I was able to build up to doing sets of 5 with that 53-pound kettlebell. Then I added a 10-pound plate, so then I was doing 63 pounds. And now I'm up to doing 70 pounds for sets of 2 to 3 on pull-ups. So the pull-up strength has gone up there as well. And then the pull-up is just kind of an ancillary thing. Some days if I'm feeling really tired after my deadlift workout, I'll just do 1 set at one heavy set and call it good. And then that's been my workout. So it's generally taking about an hour to an hour and 15, just because I'm taking really, really long rest breaks with my deadlifts. But other than that, it's been really simple. So, you know, just to recap that, I go in and I do my deadlifts, and I have that goal of 5, 3, or 1. So I always try to lift heavier than the last time I did that rep scheme. And then I do my weighted pull-ups, and I do the same thing. I always try to lift heavier or do more reps than the last time I did my pull-ups. And it's been a really, really simple system so far. Now let's talk about results, which is probably why you clicked on this video in the first place. So again, I was just blown away by these results. Like I said, when I came back from the AT, my strength was just complete crap. But pretty quickly I brought it back up. I was able to do 365 for 1 on the deadlift in April, but it felt really heavy, and it was a fairly ugly lift. Like, it had a little bit of rounding in my back. And then, right, so April, May, and June were the times that I was doing CrossFit, and those times I really wasn't focused on strength training at all. In May, that was when I did that challenge of doing push-ups and pull-ups and running every single day. So as you can see, that was very much oriented towards kind of a endurance type upper body, just overall endurance style workout. Definitely wasn't trying to gain strength at all. I don't think my strength went up very much during that CrossFit phase. I think it actually went down a little bit, especially since I took a month off after getting off of the CrossFit routine. So when I started back in, like I said, my sets of 5 were at 275, my sets of 3 were at 315, and my set of 1 was at 355, and those all felt really heavy. But I'm gonna say my true 1 rep max was probably at 365, and that was 17 weeks ago. And then when I went in and I did my workout this Tuesday, I was shooting for 405. I got that pull really easily. Definitely helped that last week was Thanksgiving, and I just loaded up on carbs and food, and probably had an extra 1,000 calories every single day for that whole week. So that definitely helped. And then, so 405 came up really easily, so I decided, I still feel really strong, let's see where we can go. Slapped on 20 more pounds, 10 pounds to each side, for a total of 425, and that still came up. 425 definitely felt heavier. It was a definitely harder pull, but as you can see in the video, there was no hitch in the pull, right? I didn't get stuck anywhere. My form was still really good. Everything, went really well. So I'm really excited by that progress. So that's 17 weeks. I've gone from 365 1 rep max to 425 1 rep max. That's 60 pounds. And that's over 14 pounds per month when you look at it per month. Those are really good results, and I would never expect to get those type of results as an intermediate lifter, right? So if you're new to the game, 14 pounds a month is pretty reasonable, but going from a 365 to a 425 deadlift in 17 weeks, that's really good. And if I can keep this up, that means I'm going to be lifting over 500 pounds by the next year. So that's crazy. And 425, that's pretty much the heaviest that I've ever lifted. So I'm very happy with that. And similarly, my pull-ups have gone from doing sets of 5 with 35 pounds attached to doing sets of 2 to 3 with 70 pounds attached. So I'm getting close to doubling my pull-up extra weight strength there. So very happy with that as well. The main drawback with this system is that I am so limited with my time, and you are limited with your energy. I'm not going to be able to go to the gym, do deadlifts, and then do pull-ups, and then do bench press, and then do squats, and then do overhead press. So I'm not really getting a fully balanced workout there. I'm having to make sacrifices, but the plus side is my deadlift has gone up by 60 pounds in 17 weeks when I'm only going to the gym once per week, and I think that is incredible. Alright, so now we're coming to the end of the video. I'm going to give you my takeaways from this 17-week experiment and what you can take away from this video. And so I think the biggest takeaway is just how underrated and how important recovery truly is. So if you take one thing away from this video, I want you to take away the concept that if you want to make steady, consistent gains, then you must allow yourself time to recover. So the biggest downside to this program is the fact that I'm only working out 1 day per week, so I'm really limited in my exercise selection. So I do have to kind of neglect some of my upper body. I haven't been able to do very many strict overhead presses. My push-ups, I pretty much only maintain my chest by doing push-ups, so I've had to chop off some of those exercises, so I'm not able to gain in all areas at once. But once you're past a beginner level, you shouldn't be expecting to increase all of your lifts all the time either. You kind of have to pick and choose. But I do think in the future I might try a 2 day per week program to see maybe there's a sweet spot where I can increase one lift on my lower body, one lift on my upper body, and still have enough recovery and still not spend too much time in the gym. Finding that sweet spot. Where can you find the most gains for the least amount of effort, for the least amount of time spent? And that's where I'm at now, because after going to the gym for over 15 years now, I just don't enjoy it that much anymore. It gets to be really tedious. So the less time I can spend in there while still seeing good results would be much, much better for me. So that's about all I have. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments below. Let me know if you would like me to write up something in addition to this to give you a more detailed idea of what this program might actually look like if you want to try and implement it in your own lives. Really, it's very quite simple, but probably something written would help you out. So just let me know in the comments down below if something like that would be useful to you. Again, questions are always welcome. And that's all I got. So really appreciate you watching, really appreciate you following the channel. Hope you have an awesome day. Hope you got value out of this video, and I will talk to you later. Take care.